this is Vicky, also known as Dragonfly7673. You're watching DragonflySoars. It is October 17th and 7:30 p.m. I had intended to record earlier and then I just, well, to be honest, I've been rewatching Heroes because they just started the new Heroes Reborn, which I don't know anything about, but I wanted to rewatch Heroes. And I got caught up in watching that and didn't realize that while I was using my iPad, the battery was dying. So it had to recharge before I could record. In the meantime, I went out for a walk, and normally Saturday and Sunday are my off days, but this is normally best friend kind of beats the pants off of me for weekly walking. But I've been walking a ton, and so I've been like this close. And earlier today I looked and realized that I didn't need that. Well, I needed couple thousand steps to get ahead of him. So I went for a walk around the neighborhood while the iPad was charging. So that still doesn't account for being this late. That was mostly me being distracted. I was working on squares and I was working on my cardigan and doing a little bit of stuff around the house, and time just got away. Both cats are in here and want attention but can't quite figure out what they want to do. So, last time I was in, I don't know, I was in a hurry, I guess. I forgot to draw for the September winners, and I did not, I ended up not reviewing that book that I promised you. So I have those, and then I didn't record this week Tuesday because Monday I worked late. Most of this week, best friend has had stuff going on for various reasons. And so Monday, I stayed after work. I worked my full day. Did some working out. And then I did my strength training Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. So Monday I worked out. I got home late, and then I also needed to still work. So I ended up working really late. And so when it got to Tuesday, I stayed late and did some extra walking, and then I honestly didn't feel like recording when I got home. So, and this whole week we've been staying late, or I have been staying late, depending on what his timing is. It's either just me or both of us, and so getting home later and night coming sooner has made recording during the week this week not something I was looking forward to, and I wasn't getting a lot done either because I wasn't really scheduling time to work on anything. So, needless to say, I decided, and next Tuesday I can't record because I'm going out with a friend to Tuesday night movie night. We are going to go see The Intern. So, and I don't get to see her very often. So I will not be recording on Tuesday, and I figured Saturday seemed like a nice compromise. That was a lot of talking for not a lot of showing. All right, since I didn't record, you did not see the week 8 squares. So, and once again, I don't remember which is which, so, or what their names are or anything, but there's that one and that one. I like these. They did not take very long to do. They're basically elongated stitches, so it's not very many rows, and they lay nice and flat. They're very simple. I like them. I like these as well, although they are a little too big. I believe I'm going to be taking off this outer chain just because it's added. They're a little big anyway, but you put that on and that adds another ½ inch to both sides, or ½ inch both directions easily. But I really like the way they look. And I introduced a new color. I introduced this pastel baby green into the mix. Maybe I did that before, I don't remember. But anyway, it's there. And then there's this one. This one I do not like. I did both my squares. They are full of these bobbly things. These are supposed to, if you do them in the colors of the design, they were supposed to look like roses, and then these were supposed to look like hearts. Even if I had done them in the proper colors, they do not look like hearts. I will grant them tulips, but they don't look like hearts. And I saw several people posting that theirs didn't look like hearts. And this is the other one. They're okay. They're not my favorite. I saw somebody on Ravelry did it, and she took out a bunch of the extra bobbles. So I think she only had the bobbles in the 4 corners. And here she maybe did double crochet or something, but it toned it down a lot. And I wish I had seen hers before I had finished, because I liked hers better, but I'm not redoing them either. So that was week 8. Let me post the picture. All right, so while I was paused, I went and got the twitchy sock, which I haven't seen for a while, and I decided to get a drink of water. I'm trying to drink more water anyway, but I was just really thirsty. My mouth was dry, and I spilled down the front of me. So I don't know if that's going to show in the video, but I wasn't going to change my clothes. All right, so because I'm recording this on Saturday, I am actually finished with week 9 as well. So there's this. And this was the first week where I actually was like kind of caught up. Like, I think I had these done on Tuesday. So actually I was telling you that I didn't have that much time to work, but I actually did have some time. And part of it was that, like, this one, or maybe this one was the first one. I don't remember. This one was really easy. I mean, it's basically a circle and then granny square around it. The designer had done it in pumpkin colors. She had this as orange and the background as, I think, white. And she had made, or maybe green. No, it was green. And then this, the 1-3 cluster right here, she did in brown, and then the outside edge in brown, so that it would look like an orange pumpkin with a brown stem. Well, because mine is not a pumpkin, I did not do the color change, which meant that this was purely a circle with a granny square, which made it very, it was a very fast one to do. Last Saturday, I went out with another friend that I don't get to see very often. My friend Fran, who makes me the Dragonfly note cards sometimes. I've let her know I don't need any now since I'm not shipping prizes. But anyway, she hasn't seen me for a while. So I brought my Sophie, and I brought my kangaroo, I brought my rainbow hat. I usually bring like a couple of things I've been working on. And I brought the whole bag of these. And she had them spread everywhere. And that's the first time I've really seen them all together. And I really like the way they look. I was starting to wonder, like, you know, is it going to be okay? Because when I'm looking at just a couple near each other, I'm like, well, they don't really match. You know, like these two don't really match. But when you put them in the whole pile, they look really awesome. And I realize that's me saying so myself, but I'm really happy with it. And perfect strangers were coming up to ask about them, and some guy was asking if I would sell my individual squares. Nope. I wasn't really sure what he thought he was going to do with them either. Anyway, this one I really like. This actually was not hard, but it's got a cool texture to it because of the front post stitches that just, it's just neat. So that one. I also added in the dark teal. That is from my Sophie. This one, I have to say, I'm not sure if I did it right. This designer had actually done another square that I really enjoyed. I was actually looking forward to this designer doing another square, but she's been in the process of moving and had some other stuff going on, and this one was not as well written. So I'm not sure I did it right. I did it consistently. But I like the way it came out. the overall look is correct and matches her pattern. But it was a little weird. I kind of ended up doing the corners my own way and just going, oh, okay, well, this looks good. All right, I'm going to show you a picture of that. Now, I didn't say it before for the week 8. The week 8, I couldn't get a picture during daylight because when we got home, it was dark. And so they're just in the living room, so the color's a little off. Well, then today I could actually get daylight, and a couple of the squares like this one photographed. Kind of odd, but it's okay. It still says it's done. So now I'll show you week 9. All right, I mentioned that I went to go get the twitchy sock. I hadn't really thought I had been working on it a lot, but now that the Click for Baby hats are done, I actually had kind of been working on it, and periodically during conference calls, and I realized the other day that actually the last time you saw it was where this stitch marker is. I actually went back and looked at the last episode where I showed it, and was like, oh, so I've actually, you know, basically doubled it in size. So I mean, it's still got a long ways to go because the other one is here, but it's about halfway. So, or at least halfway to the ribbing. So it's just been, it truly is just conference call knitting. Especially, I've had a few lately where I really needed to pay attention to what they were saying, and that helps me pay attention. So, I actually was thinking that it would be nice to do something that's more of a pattern sock. When I was meeting with Fran, she was asking what I've been knitting on, and I'm like, nothing. I do have that knit along coming starting in January. So, and I did work some on my cardigan. Now, the last time you saw it, I was not finished with the center square, and I had shown you that I had done one that I messed up. Well, I did it correctly, and then I blocked the center square because I really needed that to be square. So, and then I started doing, the rest of it is just granny square double crochet clusters all around. And the way the pattern, there's 2 versions. One, somebody wrote kind of a recipe for doing it, which basically says make a granny square that's about 41 inches and then fold it in half like this. Seam up the edges on both sides, and then when you seam up the edges, you go like this, and this is where your head goes, and this is where your butt goes, and then your arms are here. So the recipe is just really is, the first time she wrote it was really just a real brief idea of what she did. And there are knit ones. Lion Brand has some. There's several patterns that follow the basic idea. Make a square and then fold it in half. And so anyway, but then somebody else used that recipe and made a video tutorial. And in the video tutorial, she talks about, instead of going around and around and around, to go around and then reverse direction and then reverse direction, because she said when you start getting really big, sometimes the square isn't square anymore. So I do not know if that is true, but I figured why chance it, so I have been reversing direction. But so I've got 5 rows. 3 of them I did today, this afternoon. So I have a picture of the center square. I don't have a picture of the complete thing, but the whole rest of it is just going to be these until it's about 41 inches, and then I'll fold it in half, seam up the sides, and then you start adding some a little bit of a border to kind of make it look more finished. In the picture I showed you last week, they did the extra border in another color. If I have enough yarn, I'm not planning on changing colors. So, and I have this much left of this ball, and I still have this one. So we shall see. If it looks like it's getting tight, then maybe I'll pick a different color to go on the edges. I don't know what kind of color, but anyway, so let me show you the square. All right, now, before I forget, I wanted to announce the winners for the September drawing. So, and I should have drawn last time because it was the first podcast after September ended and I blanked on it. And then I took care of picking the winners and then I didn't record. So, to anybody that's new, we have just whatever you finish in a month, post it, and you'll be entered into a drawing. And the prizes are Ravelry patterns of $10 or less, as many as you can fit in that amount, or a $25 Etsy gift card. So this month there are two, well, every month there's 2 Ravelry gifts and 1 Etsy gift. And so the winners this month are, well, it's Crow Julie for her post 166, which was one of the headbands she was making. And she wins $10 worth of Ravelry patterns. A Texas yarn for $123 for this. She made a whoopee, which if you have small kids, or if you don't have small kids, you might not know what this is. A whoopee is the blanket that they carry around, but sometimes, if you know that's what it's for, this whoopee has a bunny head on it. It's very cute. She also won $10 worth of Ravelry patterns. And the Etsy card goes to Little Mermaid, post 113, who made socks. They were striped with cables. I will put pictures at, well, here, I'll just pause here to show the winners. So those are the September winners. Actually, A Texas Yarn is also a designer, and she has been talking about that she will probably at some point actually donate an extra prize of something from her design shop on Ravelry. So we're still working out the timing on that, but look forward to it. And Crow Julie is the one who has been coordinating the Click for Babies, and she drew names earlier today, which was another reason that I recorded today. She drew names for the winners, and she told me, she told me the total. I want to say it was 7 participants and 74 hats, but let me make sure. $54 hats from 7 participants, which is good for us considering that we didn't even realize that we were going to need them and need them so quickly. We have decided that we are going to leave that thread open. Even though we're drawing for the prizes, well, the prizes are drawn. There won't be any more prizes given, but just to encourage people to remember about Click for Babies, we're going to keep the thread open. So if you want to make more hats and donate them locally, feel free. I know some of the people had missed the deadline for Katie and then donated them other places. So now the Click for Baby winners. The first one was for any pattern from Christine Marie Chen. Just a second here. I had snapped just a quick snapshot of some of the designs, and she's got some interesting ones. So the winner for the pattern from Christine Marie Chen is Harper. Harper, you will need to pick which pattern you like and then get in touch with Crow Julie and let her know which one. I won a prize. I don't normally win prizes, but since Julie was coordinating. I was eligible, which is, you know, I had my pile of hats. So I won a prize from Bunnyfish. I actually already picked my prize. They are a pair of socks, and the pattern is called Under Armour. It's inspired by the Divergent series. So they looked very interesting from what I could see on Ravelry. Tiff won LFK stitch markers. Tiff is Mojave Knitter. Tiff, you will need to send your full address to Crow Julie. I think I have it, but I didn't know if I had it right. Plus, this way you get to find out you won just like everybody else. Mom is W77 and Alchemy both won Etsy gift cards. And Mom, before you protest, I already sent Julie your email address so that she could send you the Etsy gift card because I know you buy stuff on Etsy. And then Julie thought that it would be really nice if everybody who participated could get some sort of prize. So there was 2 people who weren't originally drawn that she is giving $5, a $5 Ravelry pattern. So Liz Stitches and Tinker Plink Mama, you are both getting a $5 Ravelry pattern. So please contact Crow Julie with the pattern that you would like for $5 or less. And that is it. That is the Click for Babies. Thank you so much for participating. Again, we are going to leave that thread open, just in case people want to keep participating. All right. I'm going to pause for just a second. All right, so I had promised you guys that I would review this Afghan book, which I didn't even show you when I mentioned it because I had forgotten it. It is Blue Ribbon Afghans from America's State Fairs. So these are all, it says 40 prize-winning crocheted designs. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but the list price on the back is it's $14.95. So 40 patterns for that is great, and I bought it off Amazon, so I don't think it was even $14.95. I honestly don't remember now. And sometimes they might be higher, but I don't think so. So, Nandy had actually recommended this, and because I've been on my Afghan kick, so she has it. The beginning part is the introduction and how it got started, and it's all about state fairs. I have not read through all of it. However, they're talking about how fairs developed and blue ribbon winners and fair food. There's an item. There's a section here about the Ferris wheel. There's actually it's without taking over the whole book. It is a very nice section about the fair. There's a little thing here about cotton candy, which apparently cotton candy was actually invented by a dentist, so, which I thought very funny. And now I have to tell you, there is this part about, it says the fair folly, fastest pig, biggest pumpkin, cutest baby, best Elvis impersonation. These are standard fare at many state fairs, including Iowa. But in the Hawkeye State, even if your dahlias droop or your cake crumbles, you have dozens of opportunities to come home with a first place prize in something. So they have some other, like, funny things, like rubber chicken throwing, sidewalk bowling, accordion soloing, and in this list is cow chip throwing. The hometown where Tiff and I grew up is known for the cow chip throw. That is what we celebrate over Labor Day, along with my son's birthday. His cow chip throw. I also enjoyed children's mom calling and ladies' husband calling. I thought both of those are funny. And diaper decorating. So, I'm not going to show you everything in here. And some of them aren't super exciting. This one looks really neat. I mean, now if you actually look at it, it's really just granny square. It's mini granny squares put together, but it's the color combination of the way they did it. This one actually took me by surprise. I was looking at it here, and I couldn't figure out, and then I looked and went, Sunbonnet Sue? Why are they calling this thing full of bow ties Sunbonnet Sue? I, for some reason, did not realize at first, until I actually started looking, that it's a little girl. I'm hoping that focuses. It's a little girl in a sunbonnet. It's the profile. I was like, that's really cute. And I didn't see it at first. There is a Sweet Baby Afghan sampler. And it's all, each square is a different stitch. I should have mentioned that these are all crocheted. I think I said it on the front, but I want to say, who is it? Red Heart is hosting somebody, and then Yarnspiration has Mikey, and Marley Bird. Red Heart has Marley Bird, and Yarnspirations has Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. Both of them are doing different baby crochet samplers. They are not the same one as this one, but it's the same idea, which is part of the reason I wanted to mention it. There are also several patriotic ones because, of course, you're having a state fair. This one has these applique stars on it. This one is actually a flag. There's another one somewhere that's just a giant red, white, and blue square, but I did not mark it. This one I just thought was fun. It has, it's a blanket, but it actually and it's called Baby Rings. It actually has these rings in it. There's another one here that are interlocked. And I just thought it was a cool texture feature. There are two Baby ABC Afghans. It says there's two versions. Don't know why they put two versions in here. I really don't, because they look the same except for the color. So here's a mint green and the, oops, and a white. They actually list it twice. I don't understand why. I think they're basically the same, maybe different sizes. But the letters are made up of baubles. There is a chart for that. And then they're divided by more baubles. Baubles aren't, I don't mind making baubles, but they're not my favorite look. Oh, here's the other one. This one, I wouldn't want this personally, but I thought it was interesting, was this charted cowboy. There's such a variety in here. That was what really struck me. There's a couple like this, where there are neutral colored, almost like Aaron's sweater type things, where they have like cables and baubles, and there's another one I just passed that I didn't mark. There's another one. Now there are also things in here like ripple Afghans. Yeah, this one is I think it's a six-sided. No, eight-sided. It's an octagon. Now this one I thought was really interesting. I don't know about these colors, but each square is special and unique. There are patterns in here for 32 squares, And then and it's called a take-along project because you do the squares individually and then sew them up later. This one is kind of southwest looking. This one I thought was interesting because it's called plaid. It's a blue and yellow plaid Afghan, but it truly looks like plaid. And I haven't, there's a close-up of the stitch pattern, but I haven't quite looked at how they did that. There's another charted one for a witch. Now, I'm not big on doing things that are seasonal. You will very rarely see me do anything that's Christmas or Halloween or Sweetest Day or anything like that because, frankly, you spend a lot of time on it and it's only really good for a small period of time. So it's just not my thing. But I thought the charting and stuff was neat. Now, this one I think is really cute. It's a Noah's Ark. I wish they had a full... Oh, never mind. I was going to say I wish they had a full-size picture so you could see the whole thing. They do. It's just smaller. I missed it earlier. There's one other that I was going to show you. Now I don't see it. I apparently didn't mark it. Oh, I know why, because I was going to say the one on the cover I thought was really interesting too. And I'm guessing that if you made it as a scrap yarn blanket, it would look really interesting because each of those little hexagons is the same. And then in the back of this, there's actually a piece that's profiling the winners. And it has each of the people that won and a little bit about them. You know, I just thought it was an interesting touch. And then it has state fair information, you know, phone numbers, websites. So I thought this was a very, this was a fun book. So I'm very glad that Heather recommended it. And that is it for the knitting content. I am going to pause and give you a little bit of healthy stuff. Not so much. As I said, I knew it would kind of die down a little bit as, you know, things aren't so new anymore. But I do have a little bit. So if you're staying, just a second. And if you're leaving, bye for now. All right. So first thing to report, the long underwear actually works really well. It's a little, because it's cotton, it doesn't wick very well, and it would be nice to find something that is a similar style but in a wicking material. But otherwise, it does not cut, it does not chafe, my thighs don't rub together, my underwear doesn't cut into me. I am very happy with them. So on the days when I have multiple walks, those are the ones I'm going to try to wear. So I have not ordered any more, but I probably will in the near future. I'm still trying to decide whether I like the longer ones or the mid-range ones better. So, but they were a success. I don't believe in rewarding yourself for pounds lost. I think that is a very harsh thing to do. And honestly, I'm struggling a little bit because the scale is not going down. I think I need to talk to my doctor and have her test my thyroid. There's a new medicine I'm taking, and it's an antacid based, and I think they're conflicting with each other. And I had read things that to watch it, and I'm supposed to go back in 6 months from the last time I had my lab done. So, and it's not quite 6 months yet. So, but I'm gonna call and make an appointment in the next few weeks and have the thyroid checked, just in case that's part of it. Because frankly, I'm walking my butt off, and I wish I was walking my butt off. I'm walking a lot. I did this week. I managed to do my strength training 3 times a week. Last week I only got 2 in, but I was struggling with I need to do one on Friday or Saturday because I can do Monday, I can do Wednesday. You don't want to do it 2 days in a row. So then I need to do it Friday or Saturday to not conflict with the next Monday or the previous, And this week, best friend and I had to drive separate. And so it turned out I had time, and I actually went, and I was behind on my steps. So I went and walked, and I did my workout, my strength training workout, and then I walked some more. A long time ago, I talked to you guys about a game called The Walk, and it's by Six to Start. It's by the same people that make the Zombie Run app, which I don't hear about as much about now. And I had done the walk for a while, and then I had stopped, and so I decided to just pick up where I left off. I seriously considered trying to start over, and then decided that I didn't want to, because I'm far enough along in the story. I didn't want to have to re-listen to it all. But in order to complete a whole episode, you usually, and get all the collectibles on the screen, because what it is while you're walking, the phone is registering that you're walking, and on the screen you can pick up collectibles, and along the way you reach certain milestones, and you get a little audio clip of the story, and it's fully dramatized. So it's not like listening to an audiobook. You're called the walker, and you are actually part of the story. These are the people around you, and it's done really well. It has a few glitches right now, and I don't think it took off quite as well as they wanted, so I don't think it's getting attention, and it's glitching a little bit with I think the iOS and it aren't friendly, and I haven't updated my iOS to the latest yet on my phone. I did on my iPad, but not my phone. Because I'm a little worried that my game will mess up. So anyway, I've been walking that, and because I really want to get to the next part of the episode, or I really want to complete the episode, I've been walking a lot more. So I walked a ton this week. So most days I had about 15,000 steps, and then today I walked more than I normally would, just because I wanted to be ahead of best friend on the leaderboards. He'll be ahead of me later anyway, but this is the first week in a really long time that we've actually had a little bit of back and forth. Yeah. Oh, and I ordered some tank tops from Old Navy. That's what I started to say. I don't believe in rewarding oneself through weight loss. I think it's an okay thing to say, yay, I lost 10 pounds, great, but I don't think that should be the only measurement you reward yourself for. So, because I went 30 days of drinking all my water, logging my activity, my main thing is that I've been logging everything, and walking and basically doing everything I wanted to. The big thing for me, the thing that counts, is that I've logged everything. And usually if I log everything, the rest of it kind of falls into place. So I went 30 days of making sure I logged in MyFitnessPal. So I decided that I could have some new workout tank tops, because my other tank tops are not fitting quite right. They're doing, well, a couple of them are just a little too small for the size I am now. And so they're kind of rolling. And when you wear them with exercise pants, it's not a great look. But luckily when I'm working out, there's not a whole lot of people there. And honestly, nobody pays attention. Everybody's doing their thing. But I decided I would like some more tank tops, and some that would be a little more comfortable. Well, Old Navy had a clearance sale. So tank tops that were normally $25 to $30 were now $9 to $12. And I had a 30% off promo code. So for $40 plus shipping, I got 4 new tank tops. They're on their way. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I haven't got a shipping notice, but supposedly they should be on their way at some point. All right. And I did not even realize that Old Navy had activewear until I Googled plus size activewear, and they came up. So I was kind of excited about that because I was thinking, I honestly was thinking I would only be able to get 1 tank top, maybe 2, and I was able to order 4. So, and they had good reviews and stuff, so I'm crossing my fingers. And yeah, I think that's it. I will talk to you guys all next time. Thank you guys for supporting me in my healthy living stuff. Nobody's been complaining about hearing about it. So, and I am trying to put it at the end. So, bye now.